What's going on, guys? It is Bernardo, and you just saw a dramatic kind of unboxing on Lenovo's ThinkStation PX workstation. This guy is a beast. Trust me. It looks like a expensive car. Woof. Nice. So what comes inside the box? We have a coin cell battery notice. We have our safety information guide right here. We have our ThinkStation PX setup guide. This actually tells us all the ports and features, which we are going to be going over pretty soon. We have our heavy gauge power cable. This guy is super heavy. I can knock someone out with that. Bang, get out of here. All right. We have a USB mouse, very standard. I am not going to be using it, but it is Lenovo brand. And we have a keyboard. Again, another Lenovo brand keyboard, full keyboard layout with a number pad, nothing special. Now, last but not least, we have the beautiful Lenovo ThinkStation PX. Oh my God, this is crazy. Just off the bat, I would say between 85 to 90 pounds. This guy is beefy. All right. On day one, unboxing, we're gonna go over some of the ports and features. Let's open it up and take a look at the internal parts. And in day two, we get crazy with it. So let's get right into it. All right, so let's take a look at the back of the PX. So at the back, we have our upper and lower PCIe slots. The lower one actually has a graphics card. I don't know which graphic card it has. I do know it has 4 display ports. So that's pretty cool. The top, there's nothing. You are able to house 2 power supplies. This machine only came with 1 power supply, and this power supply is 1850 watts, 1850 watts. So it's a pretty hefty power supply. These 2 buttons right here is basically your line in and line out. You have one 20 gigabit per second USB-C port. You have 4 right here, 4 USB-A, which is 5 gigabit per second. And then underneath that, you have 2 2.0 USB ports. You have one RJ45, which is 1 gigabit per second. And you got another RJ45, but this one is actually 10 gigabits per second. And at the very top, it actually gives you 2 keys to lock the panel as well as the front. So this is pretty cool. We're actually going to be needing one of these when we look at the front. So let's take one out real quick because we're going to be needing one. All right, so on the front side, we have our power button. We have 2 USB-A ports, 10 gigabit per second, and the one at the top right here is always on charging. We have 2 additional Type-C ports right here, which is 10 gigabits per second. We have our headphone slash mic jack right here. We have our lock mechanism right here. This lock right here locks the 3 bays for your hard drives. And that's the reason why we took one of the keys from the back. So let's go get the key. This is the key because it locks it. So we're going to insert the key. Awesome. And right now it's locked. So we're going to turn it this way. Right now that allows us to take the hard drives out. Now this hard drive this cradle is empty. So let's slap it back in there. Awesome. Guess this one is also empty. This has to be the one with the hard drive, right? And no hard drive. So if there's no hard drives here, the only thing that comes in mind is that this guy's set up with, NVMe, M.2 solid state drives. So we are actually going to open this guy up. All right, so it's time for us to open this guy up. The panel is on this side. Right now it's actually locked. So I'm going to use the key, insert the key, turn it. Awesome. We're going to remove the key, place it to the side. And then as soon as this comes out, grab it and you're going to lift up, and then you're able to go and just pull the panel. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm actually going to put this flat down and change the view of the camera so we can actually look at everything in a bird's eye view. All right, so we took out the panel, a lot of stuff. So let's take this out. Everywhere you see the red line, it allows you to take out a part. That's one of the cool things about Lenovo products. So there's like a little clip right here. Just push it up and then remove this casing. Awesome. Woo, this guy comes with dual processors. Holy moly. And this is an RTX A5500 graphics card. This is the one that I stated earlier when we were looking at the backside on the ports and features. Has 4 display. Woo, wow. Gorgeous. One, two, three, four, four and four, 16 memory sticks. I don't know how much as of yet. Just trying to take a look. I don't know how much memory we have. So let's take one out. Um, Let's do it real slow. Let's just take one out and see how much one is. Okay, so one memory stick, 16 gigs. All right. 16 gigs each stick, 16 in total. Wow. Let's put this back. Cool. Like I stated before, we did not see any hard drives in the 3 bays in the front, but we do have M.2 solid state drives. From the look at it, it looks like we only have one. The other two are not filled, but it allows me to upgrade in the future. Plus upgrade with hard drives on the front. These guys right here are your fans. Again, push down. This is your small fan. Cool. On the other side, the same thing. This is a small fan too. Very cool. And then the middle one, hopefully I got that right in there. Awesome. The middle one is actually a fan too. This is the big boy. This is the one that comes with dual fans to keep it nice and cool. But damn, this guy comes with 2 processors. I do not know what type of processors. Wow, I don't know how much memory the graphics card has. I think on day 2, when we talk about the specifications and boot this guy up, we will take a look at the specifications. Awesome. Cool, 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 cool. Beautiful. It looks like it does have a Wi-Fi chip. So I'm actually able to connect to the Wi-Fi or take advantage of the Ethernet ports. All right. So let's slap this back on. And these are 2 fans right here before I close it up. Cool. Very cool. Let's put this housing back in here. We're going to put the lid back on and close up shop, and I catch you guys on day 2. What's going on, guys? Day 2 with Lenovo's ThinkStation PX workstation. This guy is a beast. It is time for us to hook up a monitor, keyboard and mouse, which I have right here, an Ethernet cable, and also power. Now, for power, I did not notice this on day 1, but when I was getting everything ready to hook up with you guys, the power, and I took some notes right here, the power is actually a NEMA 520p 2C19, which is a weird plug because I've never seen one of these before. Really rare for me to actually use one. It's one of those T-line plugs, so just gotta make sure you have the correct outlet. Okay, so let's plug in the Ethernet. Again, we got 2 RJ45. One is 10 gig, one is 1 gig. My switch is only 1 gig, so I'm just gonna take advantage of the 1 gig port. We have a USB mouse and USB keyboard. I am not using the keyboard and mouse that Lenovo hooked us up with. I'm just using a regular basic keyboard and mouse. I'm going to take advantage of 1 and 2. 1 and 2 of the USB ports are actually the 2.0 USB ports. The keyboard and mouse don't need high speed. Beautiful. And for the display, I have a native display port. So I'm going to hook it up to the RTX, I think A5500 graphics card. Again, it has 4 display ports. So I'm just gonna go kneel down a little bit and look this guy up. Awesome, cool. Now for power, this is the C19. Just crazy. And at the other end, it is the 5-20p, which is like the T plug. So let's plug this guy up and let's rearrange everything, and then we're going to power it on. All right, so I finally got the setup the way that I like it. Awesome. I just noticed that the PX has a mini little display. I'm I'm guessing that this will kind of give you status whether or not something happens during the boot process. Power button is actually located right here in the top. We're going to turn it on. And once it turns on, we are going to see how long it takes. All right, so the PX finally booted up. I have it auto log in, so I have to enter a password, but it took a while. It sounds like a jet engine booting up, like it's trying to take off. I feel like this machine is actually a server, like put it inside a LAN room to keep it nice and cool. I don't really see this guy as being, I mean, you could, I would love to have this for my everyday workstation to do a lot of editing. Oh, be great. But yeah, this thing is a beast. All right, so let's look into the specifications. So I'm gonna hold down Control Shift and hit the Escape key on the keyboard. Awesome. We're going to open this up. We're going to go into Performance. Let's right click on the CPU. Let's go to Change Graph to Logical Processors, right? Holy crap. Yo, this guy is running an Intel Xeon Gold 5420 Plus processor. Now, in day one, when we opened this guy up, we saw two processors. Two processors. Holy moly. Base clock speed is 2.00 gigahertz. Two sockets. There's two processors that we saw in day one. 56 cores, 112 logical processors. Holy moly, this is a beast. I would love to have this machine as my video editing. Oh, great. For memory, it has 255. I think we had 16 gig sticks, 16 in total. Times that gives us what? 256. But for some reason, it is reading 255, right? I think that's the correct math. So if I open up the calculator, I think we had 16 sticks, 16 gigs each. That should be 256, but it looks like the operating system is only reading 255 right now. But over here, it says 256. It's probably an operating system problem, but it's okay. For hard drive space, we have 4 terabytes. We have a good hard drive. It's not utilizing these guys right here. It actually has a M.2 solid state drive. You're able to insert 3 of them. From my understanding, you are able to do a RAID 0 or 1 or 5 on this particular machine. So you can have like 3 hard drives or more and then RAID it for redundancy. And then for the GPU, it doesn't even have a GPU 0 and 1. It just has a GPU 0. So we are rocking with the NVIDIA RTX A5500. This guy has 24 gigs as the dedicated memory. Shared GPU memory is 128 gigs. This is a beast of a machine. This is crazy. All right, so we know the specifications on this machine. I'm going to be running Puget Bench for Premiere, Puget Bench for Photoshop, Puget Bench for DaVinci Resolve. These are some of the benchmarking programs that I am going to run. I have the Action Cam right now. That's going to be recording everything, and I'm going to speed it up for you guys so you guys could take a look. I have a really standard 1080p monitor. It's not really a high quality monitor, but the graphics card is able to support, I don't really know off the top of my head what type of resolution it supports, but I'll drop it somewhere right here, so you guys can know the top resolution, depending on the monitor that you get. Like this one right here, it can only go up to 1080p, and I'm not really utilizing that RTX A5500 at all. but I'm gonna run the Puget Bench system benchmarking software. I'm also gonna run PC Mark 10 as well as UL benchmarking. I'm gonna record all that stuff with the action cam. So let's get right into it. All right, so I have the action cam set up already. Let's close up the task manager. We're going to start off with Puget Bench for Photoshop, and then we're going to do Puget Bench for Adobe Premiere. And then last but not least, we're going to do Puget Bench for DaVinci Resolve. So let's go inside Photoshop. I'm going to do a standard. You're able to do customized, but let's just start with standard. Let's click Start Test and just let it be. All right, so the benchmarking is completed. We did benchmark with Puget Bench for Photoshop, Puget Bench for Adobe Premiere, Puget Bench for DaVinci Resolve. I did a little bit of PC Mark UL video and also photo editing. I took some notes and took some screenshots, and you guys basically saw all the B-roll. Uh, but for Puget Bench for Photoshop, it gave it 3,455. For Premiere, it gave it 8,980 for the benchmark score. And then for Puget Bench for DaVinci, gave it 7,815. Now, one of the things I do not like about this benchmarking program, it doesn't give you the statistics of how long it took for editing, how long it took to export and import images. It doesn't give you none of that stuff. It just gives you a score. That's the reason why I ran PC Mark UL benchmarking, because it actually breaks everything down. The photo editing benchmark, it gave it 4,414. And for video editing, it gave it 6,769. Now, these numbers don't really mean too much for anyone. For those that understand these scores, yes, it would mean a lot. But one cool thing about this program, I'm going to load up the photo editing benchmark, put my little book to the side. And what I like about this is it actually gives you how long it took to load an image, how to save an image, how to export and import, how to edit images, how to enhance details and all that other stuff, how to apply filters, export an image took under 6 seconds, smart preview under 12 seconds. So this is one of the things I like about this program when I'm doing my benchmarking. If I go back and I do the video editing, because this is one that took a long time when it was trying to render out a particular, I believe, a 4K file, for exporting an H.264 YouTube 1080p full HD video took 290.4 seconds. The second attempt took 31.1, and exporting a 4K Ultra HD took that long. Wow. Second attempt took that long. This one right here, the first one, which was the H.265, the Ultra HD, and it was the first attempt. It took that long because I think that was a longer clip. But from here, you can actually look at what was going on. Like, this is the GPU memory. The GPU didn't even get hit that hard. CPU got hit pretty hard. GPU temperature was pretty steadied. I mean, when it first started rendering, it went up to the highest point was 71.47 Celsius. Overall, the ThinkStation PX is capable of handling whatever you push out to it. I'm super satisfied with day 2. I catch you guys on day 3. What's going on, guys? Day 3 with the Lenovo ThinkStation PX workstation. ThinkStation workstation. That's crazy. So I just noticed that this guy had a built-in speaker. I wanted to hook up some external speakers, but for some reason I was playing something and I heard sound. So the speakers are actually located somewhere in between here. Really hard to find it. I have my meter to get some readings. Right now we are at 50% on, 50%. We're going to capture room level and then play some music at 50%, see how high it goes. I'm gonna place it around here and raise it up to 100% and see the difference between how high these speakers will go. All right, so let's begin with room noise. I'm gonna stay quiet. All right, so we just went over the loudness on the built-in internal speakers on the PX. Let's do some gaming. I'm going to play three of my favorite games: Street Fighter, Call of Duty, the zombie mode, and then Doom. I have my Xbox controller hooked up to the PC already. Let's start Street Fighter and then get going. So far, super smooth. I mean, listen, the RTX A5500 graphics card that this machine has, I feel like I'm not really doing any type of justice using this particular monitor. Um, this is a 1080p standard Dell monitor, right? But overall, the colors, no lag, is feels so smooth. The machine, I don't hear it humming. It was humming earlier, but it calmed down. Can I get a perfect here? I'm gonna try to play one game, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, yes. See if we get a perfect right here. Perfect. Yes. All right. So we're going to move on to the other game and see how that works out with the PX. All right. So we just finished playing Street Fighter. I just loaded up Black Ops, Call of Duty, Black Ops 3, zombie mode. Let's get right into it. I muted the sound, which is going to be really hard for me to play, but I don't want to get any copyright strikes within YouTube. So let's see how well I could do. All right. Damn, I should have switched my damn thing. There we go. Let's turn around. I typically like to switch my buttons for this one to be relay and oof, oof, oof. Get out of here. Oh, oof. Bang, bang. All right. So far, so good. I'm seeing some lag, but it's not coming from the machine. It's coming from the display. The display, like I said before, this display does not have a high refresh rate. So I'm not going to see. Get out of here, dude. Bang, bang. Yeah. All right. So we just finished playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombie. One of my favorites. We're going to play Doom. So let's get right into it. Boom. But let's see. Let's see what's gonna happen. Wave one. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, I suck. Yep, I suck. That was crazy. All right, so we just finished playing some games on the ThinkStation PX workstation. Awesome performance. The only downside about the gaming is that I don't have a really good monitor to produce high refresh rate. Other than that, the machine is able to handle AAA games with no problem. External monitors. You are able to hook up 4 DisplayPort monitors. Right now, I'm actually using I think HDMI to display. That's the cable that I have. So this is HDMI and the other end is a display. You are able to do display to display and have 4 monitors, which is great. The motherboard does not have an onboard VGA or HDMI or display, so you got to utilize the graphics card to use external monitors. Now, for pricing, this guy is pretty pricey. So let's go into the Lenovo site. Starting price for this guy is $7,300. And I'm not including taxes and shipping. So let's say 7,500. But depending on how you get it, it is going to get pricey. So let's look at it, right? Starting price is around $7,300. And the highest one that you're able to get is around $1,500. Holy crap. All right. So what's the difference between a $75 and a $15,000 machine? So for the $7,300, you're going to get an Intel Xeon Silver 4410T processor, an RTX A4500 with 20 gigs, 64 gigs of memory, and 2 terabyte solid state drive M.2. Okay. Okay. For the $15,000, you're going to get the Intel Xeon Gold 5420 Plus processor. There's a good chance this is one processor. So doubling up to get dual processors, this price will go up. The same thing goes here. You're going to get the NVIDIA RTX A5500 24 gig graphics card. Well, 256 gigs of memory, 4 terabytes solid state drive, M.2. Holy moly, I think this is the one that we have, the $15,000 model. Ooh, $15,000. I can't believe Lenovo actually trusts me with a $15,000 machine. Ooh, awesome. Out of all of them, this one right here, which is around $1,100, this is the only one that allows you to build your PC. So you're able to configure it the way you want it. Off the bat, with $1,100, there's no graphics card. $1,100, no graphics card. That is crazy. You're going to get 16 gigs, 512 solid state drive, but no graphics card for this price. That is nuts. With a graphics card, that's an additional $5,000? That is nuts. That is crazy. Wow. All right. So overall experience with this machine, awesome. It is able to handle anything that you throw at it. Come on, look at that. Look at the specifications, the processor, the memory, the storage, the GPU card. It handles everything with no problem. I didn't have any issues running anything on this machine. Upgrading it, super easy. You're able to remove the side panel and you have basically an overview of everything that you're able to upgrade. You're able to insert more solid state drives on the front and also inside. Inside, within the motherboard, you're able to give it 3 M.2 solid state drives, and you're also able to insert 3 more hard drives in the front, which gives you 6 hard drives, and you're able to do a RAID 0, RAID 1, or a RAID 5 to, keep yourself secure with your storage needs. Memory, awesome. Hard drive space, awesome. GPU, awesome. With the extra PCIe slots that we have, you're able to insert another graphics card, and you could probably daisy chain your graphics card. Oh my God. This machine right here, this is the type of machine that I would definitely purchase for designers. Now, not designers that deal with InDesign, Photoshop, and Illustrator. Designers that do AutoCAD, Revit, Maya, 3D Max, that do a lot of models and rendering. They need that power. This is the type of machine that you will need. Overall, I really enjoy having this guy in the lab, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this review on the Lenovo ThinkStation PX workstation, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.